But our biggest story today continues to be the historic crackdown on the extremist outfit, the Popular Front of India. As the clamour for a ban on the radical organisation PFI grows, there's been a huge Part 2 crackdown pan-India, from Delhi to Karnataka, Maharashtra, UP, Assam, MP, Gujarat and elsewhere, on all members who created a ruckus post the NIA crackdown a few days earlier. In the national capital, 30 Popular Front of India members have been detained from northeast Delhi. In Karnataka, at least 60 PFI members have been detained so far in a statewide crackdown by the state police. In other states, raids are still underway and PFI leaders and members are being detained, with the numbers standing at over 170 arrests so far just today. Meanwhile, raids taking place across Delhi. Security vigil has been heightened in Delhi's Shaheen Bagh area as well. Remember Shaheen Bagh, infamous for the protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act. There's been a crackdown in that area as well. Let's go straight across to India Today's Amit Bharadwaj, who happens to be live with us from the Shaheen Bagh area. Amit, Shaheen Bagh, a very familiar location in Delhi for people across the country because it came to represent the protests against the Citizenship Amendment Act. It became a controversial site as well. Crackdown happening there as well on the PFI, Amit. What's the latest?
Well, absolutely right, Shiv. During the round one of the crackdown on the PFI network, what we had seen is that several locations across the country were raided, including Shaheen Bagh. Now, why? Because Shaheen Bagh is the neighborhood where the PFI's national headquarters is located. Shaheen Bagh is the neighborhood where Parvez Ahmed, PFI Delhi chief's residence, is located, and PFI had increased its influence in these areas ever since the CAA NRC protests. And during the round two of the crackdown on the PFI network and its sister organizations today, rather the midnight Operation 2.0, what we saw is that again Shaheen Bagh was raided. There were arrests made from Shaheen Bagh. What we are also learning from our sources that one Mr. Sohaib Ahmed, who is a member of PFI's human rights body NCHRO, he was also arrested from this particular location, and multiple raids were carried out in different locations of the national capital. Now what we are learning from our sources is that many of these people who were arrested from Shaheen Bagh, Jamia Nagar area, they were actually taken to the ACM court in Amar Colony, Lajpat Nagar, and they were produced in front of the court so that their custody can be taken. So similarly, the modus operandi of the central agencies and the law enforcement agencies is similar to that which we had seen during the round one crackdown on the PFI network. And midnight raids being conducted, large number of people associated, linked with the PFI getting detained, and eventually them getting arrested. And they were produced in front of the courts. Their custodies were taken. So clearly, during the round one, the top leadership of the PFI were arrested. They were questioned by the law enforcement agencies, by NIA, by ED. Right. On the basis of those questions, we are being told by the sources that today's raids were conducted. In fact, Shiv, one thing very peculiar, very important that needs to be noted here is that at least twice the paramilitary forces carried out a patrolling march or flag march in the lanes of Shaheen Bagh to make sure law and order situation is maintained here. Back to you, Shiv.
Amit, thanks very much. Keep tracking that story. It's a fast developing story because many of those raids and detentions are still currently on as we bring you this live broadcast. So the information is constantly changing. You will have those updates first and exclusive here, of course, on India Today. Amit and his team will bring us those inputs very, very shortly. Let's listen into some political reactions on this big pan-India PFI crackdown that's continuing for the second time in just the last 1 week. And remember, there's a huge, strong buzz over an official ban on the PFI finally being in sight.
ये पुलिस की कार्रवाई है। मध्य प्रदेश पुलिस ने 8 जिलों के अंदर 21 लोगों को पकड़ा है। जो पिछले सप्ताह में 3 इंदौर, 1 उज्जैन के पकड़े गए थे, उन्हीं से पूछताछ में ये लिंक मिली थी पदाधिकारियों की, सहयोगियों की, और ऐसे 8 जिलों के अंदर 21 लोगों को पकड़ा है।
This is operation. Today in Assam we have picked up 24 PFI people, but this operation will be intensified.
पीएफआई के नेटवर्क को पूरी तरह से ध्वस्त किया जा रहा है। पूरी प्रदेश में सतर्कता बढ़ा दी गई है। लोग सर्विलांस पे हैं। हम किसी भी स्थिति में उत्तर प्रदेश में गैर कानूनी गतिविधियों को अनुमति नहीं देंगे। हम कड़ी कार्रवाई करेंगे। उसी के तहत लगातार कार्रवाई चल रही है।
पीएफआई जो है वो आईएसआई की प्रॉक्सी बन गई है और अल कायदा की परछाई। और आज की तारीख में जिस तरह से मुल्क में बिखराव टकराव पैदा करने, उन्माद फैला करने, देश के सौहार्द को तोड़ने के षड्यंत्र और साजिशों में उससे जुड़े हुए लोगों का हाथ दिखाई पड़ रहा है, ना वो मुल्क के हित में है, ना तो मजहब के हित में है और ना मानवता के हित में है। ये लोग जो है वो मुल्क, मजहब और मानवता के दुश्मन हैं और ऐसे लोगों के खिलाफ जो भी कड़े से कड़े कानूनी प्रावधान है उनके तहत कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
ये कहना कितना सही है कितना गलत है इसके बारे में नहीं कहा जा सकते कि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी से जुड़े हुए लोगों को निशाना बनाने के फिराक में थे और माहौल खराब करने के। ये हमारे राष्ट्रीय नेता राहुल गांधी जी बहुत स्पष्ट कर चुके हैं कि हर तरह का कम्युनलिज्म वो उसके हम खिलाफ हैं और जो भी कार्रवाई होगी वो कार्रवाई करेंगे तथ्यों के आधार पर।
आश्चर्य इस बात का है कि जो दावा कर रही है पीएफआई को लेकर के NIA या भारत सरकार या गृह मंत्रालय, उसको अभी तक प्रतिबंधित क्यों नहीं किया? ये आश्चर्य की बात है। और एक बात साफ है कि देश के अंदर घृणा और नफरत, हेट फैलाने वाली जो जमातें हैं जो बढ़ती जा रही हैं और हर धर्म में वो बढ़ती जा रही हैं, इन सब पर जो है सख्ती के साथ जो है अंकुश लगना चाहिए, नहीं तो देश की स्थिति जो है वो अच्छी नहीं मानी जाएगी।